Back once again for the renegade master. 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 Back once again for the renegade master.
Hello my renegades, and we are back, and I am so sorry I have been missing in action. I've been hella busy with life, but now I am back and ready to get into the next lot of episodes of Love Island USA Series 5, and this time it's 5 and 6. Well, number 5, as I will start off by saying, is literally just the unseen bits, and I really don't discuss those or talk about those because there isn't really anything of substance for me to talk about. But if you'd like to go and have a watch of the unseen bits, then you can do. So before I get into episode 6, I will say, as always, please hit that subscribe button, please hit that notification button so you know when I am back on and doing videos. And I'll keep saying, because I'm on the road to 1k and I need you to come in and subscribe. Okay, so let's get into it. So now we know the aftermath of the game that the producers got them all to play. So, you know, it was people saying a certain thing and then going and kissing the person that they thought it alluded to. And we know Keenan decided after his little chat with Cassie to kiss Cassie. Now, KK already knew the situation going on because Keenan was able to tell her this at the end of the day. But then Keenan played himself and made himself look stupid because as he went in for the kiss with Cassie, he got a quick kiss and then she kind of pushed him away. So Keenan was full on pissed with that. And all KK felt was, at the end of the day, she thought that Keenan knew it was her on that card and he just wanted to get a kiss from Cassie, and that was the way he went about doing it. Me myself, I will say again, that is the way he went about doing it at the end of the day, because there was nothing showing anybody, even down to the fucking Islanders. They were surprised as well that Cassie and Keenan showed any type of like with each other, to get an interest at all. Now, I think from Cassie's point of view, it was more so because she felt she had to get in with someone because she kicked rocks with freaking Leo, basically. She kicked that to the curb, and Leo's gone straight to Anna because Anna is the one that wants Leo at the end of the day. So you get Keenan in this episode who pulls Cassie to the side, basically saying that, you know, she made him look stupid. So he was mad at this point. He was mad. And I thought, it serves you right. At the end of the day, it serves you right, because why would you go and play yourself like that? And this is why I keep saying these people are going to keep playing themselves out of position, like really play themselves out of position. But then on the flip side, it's kind of like, I don't know how much more certain women on these shows can keep taking. Also, flip side with the men as well. People show these behaviours time and time again, and it's shitty behaviours, and people will literally keep giving them second chances, thinking they can change the person within, or what they have with that person is a lot stronger than the bullshit then they're trying to create with another person at the end of the day. Case in point with Keenan, Cassie, and then KK accepting the shit that he's done, but still accepting him into her bed, him into her space and her time. That's the kind of behavior I just can't compute and get my head around at the end of the day. But yous lot can let me know what you think. So then, as Keenan is having it out with Cassie starts to cry, basically, and he then comforting her and say, "Oh no, don't cry." And I'm like, but hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Because not so long ago, just before that, KK was crying her motherfucking eyes out. She was crying her heart out. She was blotting. And I didn't see not a one, including Keenan, except for one of the girls, going and comforting her and seeing if she was okay. Keenan didn't even do that. At the end of the day, he got so mad and wrapped up in his own feelings that the first person he was going to speak to was Cassie. When at the end of the day, the first person you should have spoke to was KK, because that was the person you were coupled with and you decided you were going to put your lot in with at the end of the day, because you felt that you two had that gel and that chemistry. and so did KK. So all of this business with Cassie is, as I said, has just come out of left field. Then it moves on to like Keenan and KK having their conversation after Keenan's had that conversation with Cassie, basically, because Keenan's of the view, which is true, that Cassie didn't back up the what her mouth was cashing out. Basically, she didn't back it up with any type of action. She took the easy route out, whereas Keenan is saying he's taken the most risk by doing what he did, but then had it thrown back in his face. And I'm like, you have got to be prepared for that bullshit. At the end of the day, if you're gonna start bullshit with somebody else, especially behind the back, or you're gonna play in someone's face, be prepared to have that bullshit handed right back to you. Do you know what I mean? So Keenan and KK are having their conversation, and basically KK is telling him how she felt disrespected, and that she's not embarrassed. At the end of the day, he should be the one being embarrassed, because he went in for the kill with this girl, and this girl did not back her shit up and pushed him away. So he should be the one that's embarrassed. Now, this is where I feel that it kind of comes like with the patterns of behaviors that always happens in Love Island. It kind of comes a little bit toxic, because then KK will turn around and say that her feelings for him have not changed at the moment, and she came across that heart for him, basically. And even though he messed up, she still wanted to continue this situation with him. And I'm just like, it's like the situations that you got in the Ty and Ellaby, like in the UK one, and all the other behaviours that some of the islanders shown towards the women, and so sometimes the women towards the men. And I'm like, it's just a melting pot of toxicity all the time. And I'm like, how far are you willing to go to accept things to come out on top? That's what I'm saying. How far are you willing to go to accept things to come out on top? Because majority of the shit that these people do, I guarantee you they would not accept it if they were not in Love Island. So I'm thinking to myself, how much of a persona in terms of coming into Love Island, and in terms of being on TV, how much of that persona are then you going to allow for people to create bullshit with you, and you take that bullshit consistently? How much? I mean, it's getting tired. I just want to see a little bit of flavour, a little bit of difference, do you know what I mean, in people? A little bit of backbone, someone who won't let, like Destiny. I still believe Destiny was kind of in the wrong with how she went about it with Marco, but at least she was able to say, this is my boundary. You cross it and you're fucked at the end of the day. That's what Destiny did, but some of these other people are not able to do that. So then you've got Harrison, who's basically feeling out some of the girls, and the two girls that he's really feeling out is Destiny and Jasmine. Now, the pattern of behaviour with Jasmine is she literally puts her all into it. When there's a good banter going on, I think she reads a little bit more into it than it is, and puts herself on that pedestal, hoping not to fall from a great motherfucking height, because she literally was on it with Harrison, like straight away was on it with Harrison. But I think they kind of knew that a recoupling was coming up, and basically she needed to put herself in a good stead in order to hopefully get picked out of all of this mess. Because don't forget, she's left on her own, because Victor is now with Carmen, because Victor is now with Carmen at the end of the day. So basically she's literally, because she kissed Harrison in the game, and she's there saying how passionate it was, and he was reciprocating. I'm like, he had no choice but to reciprocate. That man had no choice but to reciprocate, because my girl climbed on his lap like a fucking panther on heat. Like, climbed in his lap like a cat on heat, and literally sucked that man's face off till he could not breathe, for goodness sake, and was grinding on him. He had no choice. He had no choice but to kiss you back. But I would say that his kiss that he gave you wasn't as passionate as you thought it was. You were giving your all in order to give this man this impression that, you know what, please look at me, in that sense. And this is where, as Jasmine has always said, she will use the sexuality of her in order to turn a man's head and get what she wants first, because it's not necessarily meaning that they'll get the surface level before they get the deeper level to her, because I do believe that there's levels to Jasmine, but she won't show that. But then I find that as soon as she gets that little bit of interaction with a guy, she did it with Victor when she kissed him and stuff, it's instant, oh, I want this man wants me. So then it's the morning and you see like Harrison and Jasmine have this chat. So they have their chat and Harrison pulls Destiny for a talk as well. Like their chat is more staid. So I wasn't feeling anything there, but I was kind of hoping that Destiny may pick Jasmine to the post. So then after Harrison's had his chat, you got Harrison and Marco gossiping like a pair of freaking mother hens. And Harrison basically bigging up Jasmine and saying that, you know, she literally portrays herself one way, but he believes that she's another, and she's hiding a multitude of that person underneath, and it's going to take a certain man to be able to crack that open and be able to have that conversation and relationship with her. But he didn't literally give out like any thoughts as to where he might be going in terms of Jasmine or Destiny. At first I was kind of like, oh, please, Marco, don't say anything against Destiny, because I know that Harrison definitely said that he liked Jasmine and he liked Destiny. So I was kind of hoping that Marco wouldn't turn around and be shitty towards Destiny because of the situation that they had. So then you see the camera pan out to like Bergie having a chat with Anna. And it comes up in conversation in regards to Anna telling Bergie that Carmen believes that Victor is too clingy at the moment. And I'm like, but that's what you went for in terms of Carmen. That's what you went for at the end of the day. You didn't take enough in order to get to know him in that sense. But that's what you went for, because I think Carmen was going more for the look than she was the actual personality of the person. Like, I know we don't get to see everything within the island and what's going on within the villa, but from what's being put out and how it's been edited, I don't see that clingy part of Victor at the end of the day. I haven't seen that clingy part. So if you like have, then literally put it in the comments which parts you've seen it so I can look back, because I haven't really seen the clingy part of Victor, to be fair. I think he's been very quite standoff-ish, especially when it came to Jasmine. But then also on the flip side, he would easily give in to the wants and needs of somebody else. Like, for instance, when he kissed Jasmine, knowing clearly that he didn't really want to kiss Jasmine, giving her the intention that, you know, they were on the same level, pegging and playing field, but they absolutely weren't. So he's wrong for that. He is wrong in terms of the way he went about his situation with Jasmine at the end of the day. But in terms of clinginess, I haven't really seen it. I haven't really seen it. I have to be honest, I have not really seen it. So anyway, Anna's told Bergie this, so Bergie plucks up the courage to basically go and pull Carmen and have a chat with her. And the chat went really well, and I think they clicked more than what her and Victor clicked, to be fair, because I think they both kind of have the same kind of interest. And Bergie's the type of person where he's sitting there and he's listening to what's being said to be able to respond in kind, and she does the same. So the conversation kind of flows a little bit better with Bergie than it does with Victor. That doesn't necessarily mean that Bergie may get Carmen at the end of the day, because sometimes I think he can be a little bit flighty with his decision making, but we'll get to that in the following episodes. So basically, you see, we know that the text comes in and there's going to be a recoupling and it's the boys to pick. So tell me why Marco, like the gossiping hen that he is, manages to catch the attention of Jasmine to tell Jasmine what Harrison has said to him in regards to Jasmine being a certain way, but you literally have to keep, there is something else going on beneath the surface of that, like filling this girl's head with false hope, because she in her mind think that she's won the picking in regards to Destiny, because she knows Harrison was interested in Destiny as well. So nobody's thought about the fact that this man could well and truly pick Destiny over Jasmine. So she's there lapping up this praise that Marco is giving him, what Harrison has said. And I'm like, you need to be careful with that. And maybe you shouldn't have told her that to egg the girl up. Do you know what I mean? You shouldn't have egged the girl up in no way, shape or form. Because at the end of the day, if it don't happen how she believes it's going to happen, she's going to be sorely disappointed and fall from a great height. Get to the recoupling, and it's the lads picking the girls. So Marco picks first, and of course he picks Hannah. Leo picks second, and he picks Anna, of course, because there's no other option for him at the end of the day, because Cassie done picked things off with him. Keenan stands up, and I was like, my boy, you better pick KK, because I swear down, if you pick Cassie, there'll be hell to pay. That's all I was thinking, but I was happy that he picked KK. He did pick KK, and she was happy for that as well. Cassie, not so much. But I'm like, my girl, you've only just that night told this man you were interested in him, then booked him off when he tried to kiss you. So no, you keep putting out payments that your ass can't fucking collect at the end of the day. So that's your own fault. That you now see yourself on your own. So then Victor picks Carmen, which is disappointing for Bergie, because that basically pulls the rug out from underneath Bergie's feet, because if Victor hadn't gone next and it was Bergie, more than likely he would have picked Carmen. So then we go to Bergie, and he actually picked Cassie. And the reason why he picked Cassie is because they did have a conversation during that day. And this is why I say sometimes Bergie's decision making when it comes regarding women can be a little bit flighty, depending on the attention that he's getting from women at the time. So he picked Cassie at the end of the day. So then you have Harrison. And now I was sitting there because it was between Destiny and Jasmine, and you could tell that Jasmine was well nervous and holding Destiny's hand and shaking. And I was like, please, please, please pick Destiny. Please pick Destiny. Please pick Destiny. Because when Harrison was talking and speaking about why he was picking the certain girl, I saw Jasmine's face, and Jasmine started to smile, automatically believing that he was talking about her. So then when Harrison turned around and picked Destiny, there was a ripple of shock. There was a ripple of shock, because no one saw that coming. No one saw that coming, most of all Jasmine. So this is why I said Marco should not have gassed up Jasmine the way that he did, because he made her believe that she was going to get picked tonight, but she didn't. So now we know that Jasmine has now left the island. And that's where I am going to leave it for this episode, and I will be back in quick succession to do the rest of the episodes and get caught up and up to date. As I always say, please hit that subscribe button. Please hit that notification button. You can comment, you can like, you can share, you can do all of those good things. And I'll be back soon to grace you with my presence. Thank you and peace out.